What is up? Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. 7 o'clock, 7:01. We are going to get started on week 2 of blind tasting. Something that I just started last week to do for fun, but also for practice. This very much is for me to be able to have fun in a setting where, you know, instead of just like putting these 6 wines on my dining room table and setting my timer and running through them, here I have even a little more accountability. I'm doing it also to kind of show how we do this. I'm not an expert. I'm learning. And so this is all practice for me. But it's, again, I just try and have fun doing it too. The more that we beat ourselves up when blind tasting, that doesn't help anything. So really this is about repetition and practice and all of that. I did want to show everybody a little better view of our tasting grid. So here you'll see the main categories that as I go through each wine, I'm going to call sight, how it looks, nose, what do I smell, and then palate structure and palate, this is all together. Palate, down here, I'll be confirming or denying all the things that I called on the nose, and then palate structure. Essentially, blind tasting, this is really where we should get the most clues to either confirm what we're going to call down here or move into a different direction. Sweetness, is it dry, is it sweet, etc. Acidity, that mouth-wateringness, if you kind of have a sip of, especially white wine, red wine too, but let your mouth kind of sit open and how much is your mouth salivating. Alcohol, you can kind of tell this by after taking a sip, whether you spit it out, which we're going to be doing tonight because that's what we do when we taste, or swallow. It's either a warmth here or breathing in and out, you're feeling a level of heat, and the hotter it is, more alcohol. Body, the old standby for this is imagine different types of milk, skim milk, 2%, whole milk, half and half. Phenolic bitterness, I'm not great at calling this, but we'll see what I do with the white wines. Tannin, that velvety mouth-drying feeling in red wines, and then just calling the texture of a wine. After all of that, we make an initial conclusion. Is this from the old world, the new world? Try and talk about what kind of climate it might be from, what countries, what grapes, possible age ranges. And then you make a call, final conclusion. So that's my quick rundown of the grid. Yeah, we do this for practice, for exams. We do this, the more and more you do it, and hopefully the better you get, you're able to evaluate wine a little better, especially if you're buying wine. Yeah, and just having fun. I am setting my timer to 25 minutes. So my time will start when I touch my first wine. All right, everybody, wish me luck, and talk to you a little bit. White wine number 1 is a medium, is a clear medium yellow wine. Secondary reflections of, there's a little gold in there. Tiering is, and my lighting is awful, I'm sorry. I'll call that medium. No evidence of gas or sediment on the nose. Wine is sounding clean. Exhibiting youthful aromas, moderate intensity of aromas, leaning into fruit and especially stone fruit, peach, apricot, with citrus, grapefruit. The condition of the fruit is tart and fresh. Non-fruit components, there are some green notes in here. I think leaning towards bell pepper, serrano. I think there's evidence of pyrazines in here. Earth, there's some button mushrooms, little dusty mushrooms, minerality, limestone. No evidence of oak on the palate. Wine is dry. Acidity is medium plus. Might even be more than that. Alcohol is medium. Body is medium. No phenolic bitterness. Texture is lean. Confirming first off the condition of the fruit. Very tart and very fresh. A lot more citrus, not just grapefruit, but tart lemon, lemon skin, lemon peel. Those stone fruits are there, but they're not as pronounced. They're actually replaced with some tree fruits, kind of unripe yellow apple and yellow pear. The pyrazines are very subtle, but I think that there is still some evidence of serrano pepper on there. Again, minimal earth. I'll say button mushrooms because it's just presenting a little dustiness. Minerality, limestone. Non-fruit other than pyrazines. I don't get any sort of winemaking. These contact, is there any texture here? Really, no. It's just crisp, fresh, fruit-driven with little minerality and green white wine. Again, no evidence of oak. So on the palate, for the initial conclusion, I'm going to say this is from the old world due to elevated acidity and the condition of the fruit. Possible countries of origin are France, Spain, and Austria. Possible grapes are Sauvignon Blanc, Albarino, and Gruner Veltliner. From a moderate climate, age range 1 to 3 years. So my final conclusion, I'll say that this is Sauvignon Blanc from France, from the Loire Valley, from Sancerre, quality producer 2021 vintage. Wine number 2 is a white wine of, say, a medium straw. Secondary reflections of copper. Tearing is medium, and there's no evidence of gas or sediment on the nose. Wine is sound and clean, youthful aromas of medium minus intensity. This is not a super aromatic white wine. Citrus, lemon, lemon skin, lemon pith, yellow apple, yellow pear. Again, the skins of those. The fruit is tart and fresh. Some pear. Yeah, I said yellow pear. Limestone minerality. Non-fruits. I think that there might be a little bit of winemaking, some Lee contact, some stale beer, some cheese rind, some toasty breadiness, and no evidence of oak. Earth, I'm going to throw some button mushroom in there again. I'm not being creative, and I said limestone minerality on the palate. Wine is dry with a possibility, and I can't say possibility. This is dry with a slight residual sugar. Acidity is high. Alcohol is medium, body is medium. Phenolic bitterness. There is some phenolic bitterness in here. This is linear. It's kind of driving, and that acidity is still kind of right there. Fruit, all the fruits I'm going to confirm as far as lemon, yellow apple, yellow pear, citrus, tree fruit. I'm going to throw some tropical fruit in there, unripe mango. Maybe that's some of this residual sugar I'm picking up. Condition of the fruit, again, tart and fresh. Less earth, maybe a little, I'll confirm button mushroom. Non-fruit, there is still a texture, but this again might be the residual sugar that I'm perceiving. I think there might be some stale beer still in there. I don't think there's as much bread dough. Maybe some sort of sourdough or sourdough starter. Maybe that's where some earth is coming in. There is minerality here. There's some limestone. There is no oak. The wine is in balance. Length of finish is medium plus, and complexity is medium plus. I need to take a second and go back to wine 1. Length of finish is medium plus, and complexity is medium. I need to go back to wine 2, initial conclusion. This wine's from the old world because of the elevated acidity and the tart and fresh fruit condition. Possible grape varietals are Pinot Gris, and Riesling and Chenin Blanc. Possible countries are France or Germany. And this is from a cool climate. Age range is 1 to 3 years. The color is not showing me anything that says it's more developing. Final conclusion is that I think this is Pinot Gris from France, from Alsace. I'm going to call this Alsace AOC. I don't think this is a Grand Cru. Very delicious, though. But this is Pinot Gris in Alsace in a ripe style that I think has some residual sugar. Vintage, and I said 1 to 3 years. I'll say, could be young. I'll say 2020. Moving on, wine number 3. White wine, medium yellow color. This is a clear white wine. Secondary reflections, little possible green reflections. Staining is, tearing is medium minus. Those are moving pretty quickly. And there's no evidence of gas or sediment. On the nose. Wine is dry, medium plus intensity of aromas. These are youthful aromas of citrus and tree fruits. Tart and fresh, getting to be ripe. Lemon, lime, green apple, yellow apple, pear, green pear. There's some tropical fruits in here as well. I think there's banana and pineapple, mango and guava. Non-fruit, there's herbs, tarragon and herbs de Provence. Some ginger. No really evidence of winemaking to me on the nose. Earth, a little compost, a little truffle, mineral, chimes, chalk, limestone, and slate. There's no oak in this wine on the palate. Wine is dry. Acidity is medium plus. Alcohol is medium. Body is medium. I don't get any phenolic bitterness on this. Again, I don't always know that. Texture is lean. I need to cleanse my palate after that second wine. A moment, please. All right. On the palate. Wine is dry. I've called the structure fruit condition, still tart and fresh, not as ripe as I got on the nose as far as aromatics. Fruit, this is definitely about like lemon, unripe lemon, tart lemon, lemon curd, lemon skin. It's very citrusy. There's some tree fruits. The green apple has converted kind of to unripe yellow apple. Some yellow pear, some there's some floral notes in here though that I have to add in as far as non-fruit. Lilies, white flowers. There's a green note, but it's not pyrazines. I did say that there was some herbs in here, not as potent as herbs de Provence. I think this is, it's more in this sort of tarragon licoricey place. And I think it's a little salty. Earth, I think there's this little compost thing going on. Mineral, there's minerality in here. Limestone, chalk, slate, no oak. Wine's in balance. It hangs around a minute. Length of finish is medium plus. Complexity is medium. Initial conclusion. This is another old world wine. Elevated acidity, moderate alcohol, tart and fresh fruit. Possible grape varietals are Albarino, Gruner Veltliner, and Pinot Grigio. Possible countries of origin are Spain, Austria, and Italy. From a cool climate. Age range is 1 to 3 years. Final conclusion, this is Albarino from Spain, from Arias Baixas. Quality Producer 2021 vintage. White wines, I have 13 minutes left. Pardon, I should mute. I have to move on. Red wine. Sorry. Red wine number 1 is a... That's a purple red wine. This is opaque, medium intensity of purple, leading out to a watery rim. Rim variation, yeah, so I'm not going to say there's much of a rim variation. So there is medium staining of the tears. There's tearing is medium plus no evidence of gas or sediment on the nose. The wine is sounding clean, developing aromas of youthful red and black fruits. There is red cherry and black cherry, strawberry, blackberry, and currant and cassis. I think there's a little more black fruit than red fruit in here. Plum, the condition of the fruit is fresh and ripe. Non-fruit, tobacco, cigar box, mocha, eucalyptus, earth, forest floor, mineral, some black stones like gravel, and I believe there is oak on this wine. There's vanillin, there are baking spices, cinnamon and clove, and some allspice on the palate. Wine is dry. C is medium. Alcohol is medium plus. Body is body's medium. Tannins are medium plus, but they're very soft and they're very well integrated. For the texture, I would say this is round. On the palate, confirming all the fruits that were called, red and black, tart and fresh, and I would say getting to the point, these are some ripe fruits. Cherry and strawberry, blackberry, black cherry, currant and cassis. It's leaning into some of these like little green, black fruited tasting notes. Non-fruit, I think mocha is being joined with some espresso. I think that there's some tobacco and some leather, confirming this eucalyptus. Forest floor, as far as earth goes, mineral, more granite than gravel, and confirming confirming oak. I would say that this is some French barrel, and it's probably some old French barrel. I don't think this is new oak. I just think it's present. Initial conclusion is that this is from the New World due to the elevated alcohol and the relative ripeness of the grapes. Possible grape varietals are possible countries of origin: United States, Argentina, and Australia. Possible grape varietals: Merlot and Zinfandel, Malbec, and Shiraz. And the age range, I don't see a whole indefinite indication of age. I'll say 3 to 5 years. Final conclusion, I think that this is from the United States, from California, from Napa Valley. I think that the grape is Merlot from a Quality Producer, and this is 2019 vintage. Wine number 5 is a red wine. It is clear. It is a little more garnet in color. Medium. Sorry. Again, not really evidence of a rim variation. It's a little watery rim out on the edge. I don't see any staining of the tears, and the tearing is medium plus. No evidence of gas or sediment on the nose. Wine is sounding clean. Developing. No. I'd say no. Youthful aromas dominated by red fruits that are tart and fresh. Cherry, raspberry, cranberry, pomegranate, all sort of the tart red fruits. Black fruits, I'm just going to throw black cherry in there. Non-fruit, herbs, rosemary, a little bit of sort of sweet herbs, tarragon. Again, I'll kind of throw that licorice vibe in there. It's a little pepper in here. Baking spices, they're very old. Cinnamon, nutmeg, again, sort of these spicy, not sweet things, tart things. Possible evidence of oak. We'll say that there is oak on the wine. We'll confirm on the palate. On the palate, the wine is dry. Acidity is medium plus. Alcohol is medium. Body is medium. Tannins are medium. I'm not going to call any higher. There's a little bit of feeling around the gums, but those would be fruit tannins, not the tannins we're looking for. This is a lean red wine. Palate can confirm all the tart and fresh red fruits. Cherry, pomegranate, cranberry, raspberry. Black fruits, blackberry. There's this sweetness of the wine that is not about residual sugar. It's not about really ripeness of the wine. I think that has some to do with the herbal notes and sensations in here. I will have to talk about something I did not talk about on the nose, but am I talking myself into a corner? I have time to do it. On the nose, the herbs, I may have mistaken. I'll still say they're there, but I'll say that there's some bell pepper and some serranos, not super spicy peppers. So I'll say that there's pyrazines in the wine, and I'm going to confirm that in the palate. Maybe that was also the pepper I was getting, but green pepper, green bell pepper, serrano. I'll say that there's pyrazines in the wine, and yeah, super integrated. Oak, I'm going to deny the presence of oak. I think all of these other things were popping up, saying that it was oak. There could be used barrel. So I'll say, because I said there was oak on the nose, I'll confirm and say that there's probably used barrel involved in this. Wine is in balance. Length of finish, medium plus. It's hanging there for a minute. Complexity. Initial conclusion, due to the elevated acidity, moderate alcohol, and tart and fresh fruits. This is from the old world, from I'm going to say moderate climate. Possible grape varietals are Cabernet Franc, Pinot Noir, and Gamay. Possible countries are France. And the age range, I didn't see any evidence of age or get any on the nose. I'll say, hedge my bets, 3 to 5 years. Final conclusion, I think that this is from France, from the Loire Valley, from Chinon. I think that this is Cabernet Franc, quality producer, 2019 vintage. Wine number 6 is a red wine, garnet color. It is clear, consistent from the center out to the rim, which also has a little watery rim. There is moderate to light staying at the tears, and tearing is on the nose. Wine is sound and clean, developing youthful aromas of red and black fruits, cherry, black cherry, raspberry, strawberry. The fruits are fresh and ripe. Non-fruits, there's some fresh herbs here, rosemary, sweet herbs, hola, eucalyptus. Man, throwing this out there as a tasting note I've never had before. This smells like barbecue sauce. It smells like I'm about to just put a wing in my mouth. earth, potting soil, mineral, granite. There's oak on this wine. I think it's a very, very subtle level of vanillin, and maybe I'm getting like butter from a barbecue sauce. Maybe that's where I'm going to explain it. Butter, vanillin, this creaminess. Maybe I'll call it dill and coconut, so we'll call it Old American Barrel on the palate. Wine is dry. Acidity wants to be medium plus, but it's not. Acidity is medium. Medium. Alcohol is medium plus. Body is medium. Tannins are medium. This texture is round. On the palate, confirming all the fruits. Red, and I'll throw a black fruit in there. Cherry, raspberry, strawberry, black cherry. I'm going to throw a little plum in there. Nothing that matters. Non-fruit. I think you taste that cola. I think that you're maybe getting a sense of sweetness from that. It is herbal. I think that there's some mocha, but I'm going to confirm all the non-fruit conditions that I had. Earth is a little more sort of forest floor, organic earth. There's some black rock, graniteness, gravel, and I will say that there is there is oak usage, and I will call it Old American Barrels. Initial conclusion. Possible, no, sorry. This is from the New World due to the elevated alcohol and the condition of the fruit, which it's ripe. It's not crazy ripe. From a moderate climate. Possible countries are the United States. Is it testable? All right, just in case I can catch it. U.S., Argentina, and New Zealand. U.S. or New Zealand, possible countries, possible grape varietals. Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, and this is testable. I'm going to stay there because I have to call. Age range, 1 to 3 years. Final conclusion. This is from the United States. No. Yes, this is from the United States, from Oregon, from Willamette Valley, from Dundee Hills. This is a quality producer making Pinot Noir, 2021 vintage. I had 35 seconds left. I will be sticking with all my calls. Sorry, I've been missing you. We did it. We did it in time. We felt good. Clock is off. And I've made my calls. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope that maybe you got something out of it. And we'll see how I did. I will be texting Chelsea, who gave me this flight, and I will get results. And I will have a results show up shortly. And I'll get this posted for anybody that wants to watch it and couldn't make the stream. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you. Be well, and we'll see you very soon. Cheers, y'all.